Hello YouTube, good to see you. I'm about to do a quick tutorial on how I made the visuals for my music video Nonverbal. That's the song name and it's right here. So let's take a listen to it. And a few people commented that they really liked the visuals and they're just wondering how I did it. Let's see. So the first thing I did is I started with some of my old digital art, and I figured out that I could train an AI on how to recreate my old art. So I used this website eden.art, which was actually created by a friend of mine. What you can do is you can create these image models really easily. So I went here and trained a model, and then here's the one I made. And here's all the old art that I made. So I made all this back in like 2013, 14, just with a GIMP, which is like a free Photoshop, open source Photoshop basically. And then I took these descriptions and basically I would like copy, here's the one that actually generated the whole music video, was this image. It didn't generate the whole video, but it was the basis for it. So I took this description and I went to my models, clicked on my model here, and then you can click use model. And then I put my dimensions to 1080p settings. You could just do 16 by 9 or whatever. And you can see I have the model put in here. So then I just started creating a bunch of images. I created a bunch for all these art descriptions because I was just curious what would happen. And then I found some that I liked. And I tried to, after I made the song, I was kind of just looking through these images, trying to find like what's the right vibe for the song. It's like vibe coding, but vibe art, just feeling it out, like generating a bunch of stuff with AI and then be like, oh, that's cool. So I'm just kind of like curating. And I really like this process because I don't really, honestly, on my own, I wouldn't have enough time to like make all this art by hand because I'm also making the music. So it's really cool to have like a tool that can do this for me. It still gives me the creative freedom. You can see all this stuff I did for a new music video that I will release soon. And then I'll show you guys how to actually generate the video. Anyways, yeah, you can kind of just button mash this create button a bunch of times. And then sometimes you have to reload the URL up here because it will get stuck like loading forever. And if you want to reuse like one of these settings, like if I'm like, oh, this looks cool. If it's not already loaded up here on the left, then you can just click on here and click use as preset and it will reload the settings that allowed you to generate that. In theory, it didn't work that time. Maybe I right clicked it. Well, that was working before. There it goes. Okay. Sometimes you have to refresh Eden. So, okay, after I did that, then let's say I liked this. Well, I'll just show you what I actually did. So let's go down to my the old video. Of course, my Wi-Fi is being slow right now. Dang it. Okay, so unfortunately, my Wi-Fi is being like way too slow. So I'm just gonna have to show you guys not my exact history of what I did, but just like what I did outside of the interface because the images aren't loading on the interface. So here was the latest image that we just generated. And what I did is just right click or click these three dots here. And then I actually just took the same image description that I had and pasted it in here. And I generated some different variations with Kling Pro 10-second ones and also with Runway. So I generated maybe like, make sure to put this to 16:9 by 16 by 9 and create, just do a bunch and do a different one for each image. So like you don't want to just keep doing videos because it takes a while and it costs money. So just do one like per image basically, unless it's an image that's really giving you good results. And I'll show you my folder full of content that I made for the music video. So it's right here. So like here was the original image that I generated, and then here was the video that got generated. Here's some more of the videos. So I really liked this sort of like fluid motion and just simple colored lines, but I really wanted to kind of glue the aesthetic together and find something that worked better for this song, and that's why I applied the sort of pixelated filter. So I made all these videos, and then basically what I had is I just had a folder full of videos. So if you can just imagine that I just had all these videos in here, and the problem is when you export these videos from Eden, they aren't seamlessly tied together because they're all just generated based on separate images. So in order to tie them together, you have to create more videos to go between the videos. So what I did is I used ChatGPT to write a terminal command to just spit out all the first and last frames of the videos. And it's pretty cool. It basically can control your whole program. It's a command line interface. You can do all sorts of stuff. So let's see if I have my mpeg command here. Yes, I do. So this is the full command, and it's just a for loop that says for each video, spit out the first and last frame, basically. And so what you'll do is just go to your content, your folder of videos, right click on it, and go to services, new terminal at folder. Here we go. And then just paste in this command. I'll put this command in the YouTube description so you can just copy it. Basically run that, and what it's going to do is spit out all of these frames in the same folder. So now we have all these first and last frames of each video. And what you're going to want to do, sort by name, and then this is where Runway comes into play. So Runway is another video generator, and here are all the ones that I made with it. Please, Wi-Fi gods, please work. Here we go. So you can see these are all the videos that I created, and these are the videos that go between the other videos. So what I would do is go to generate video here, and we're going to pull up your images on top of your browser and just drag them in. So we're going to do actually the last frame of our first video, and once you get into the flow of this, it gets pretty fast. My second video I did way faster. So did the last frame from the first video, and then I'll just grab the first frame from the next video and I'll drop it in here. It takes a minute to load, and then what I did is I just actually pasted in the exact same description. So the whole video is basically just generated off of one description from an image. So I just pasted that in and then hit generate, and you end up getting some stuff like this. So then I downloaded all of those and put the whole thing together in Capcut. So I had all my pieces of video. Here they are. And my song in here, and I can turn off the effects. So if I actually made this into a compound clip, but here was the original video, and you can see all of the pieces stitched together. So the whole thing is seamless. On top of that, I did this blue mosaic filter, and I did an automation during this sort of breakdown section where there's less drums, and I made it all turn blue. So that's what these keyframes are. It's just keyframes on this blue mosaic filter. And yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing. I think what really worked out well with this is like the pixel art makes it seem sort of like retro and like mechanical, but the AI under the hood is like really doing all the fluid movements, so it seems intelligent. And that's why I think it was like entertaining the whole time to watch, is because it has this cool IDM aesthetic, but it's like the intelligence of the machine is also, under the hood. And it has sort of like a machine-like structure, like these pieces going down. It's like it's filling an array, like it's sort of data structure. And I like the idea of the song name being about nonverbal. So it's kind of like, reading between the lines, and, there's all these horizontal lines. There's definitely some sort of symbolic and emotional stuff going on in this video that came through just from my processing of my own emotions and like curating every video and every image that went into it. And I had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm going to be doing more with this style. My next video is more complex, so I'll do another demo after I release that on how I made the visuals. And it'll be cool to keep kind of going with this series and like showing more and more of like how I do visuals, because it pushes me to be more creative each time. So that'll be fun. So follow along for more visual tips, and also check out the DAW I built this song with is called Beat DJ, and it's a music program that I created. So if you get a chance, check that out and check out the original music video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.